Welcome to the Supreme Lending Dallas Show, where you'll be introduced to different speakers on different topics, and you'll meet different guests for each of our episodes. Let's get started.
Hi, welcome to the Supreme Lending Dallas Show. I'm the host, Liz Evans, and I'm so excited to introduce to you today Julio Chavez. And Julio's going to talk today on DACA because he is DACA. But before we get into that, we're going to get some history background on Julio. So Julio, go ahead and tell us about your experience about coming to America, some of your hobbies and your friendships you made here.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, it's, your typical American dream story, right? Born in a different country. I was born in Mexico, 1992. My mother, who at the time was a lawyer, decided, let's go to the USA. And I came here at a very young age, at 8 years old. She brought me on the false pretense that she was going to take me to Disney World. Instead, she put me in school.
And so you got really excited.
Oh, boy, I was ready. Yeah, I was ready to meet Disney.
So what happened when you didn't go to Disney World?
Well, I kind of got into the realization that, this was going to be my home. I didn't know the language. Had that language barrier that most typical immigrants have to overcome at the beginning. But, made my way through. I eventually Americanized. This became my home before I knew it. And I've been here now for a little over 20 years now.
So tell us about this picture of you and George. So
growing up, he's a really good buddy of mine. George, his dad, funny enough, was actually a teacher. And he used to be my babysitter. And just to babysit me, he would have us do just math problems. But he was a really good friend growing up. Once I actually learned English and could communicate with other kids. But no, he's a good buddy of mine. By the way, George, if you're out there, call me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, that's good.
But
you lost touch with them?
Yeah, I did.
Do that?
Well, I was back in Irving. When we first moved here, we moved to Grand Prairie. Then we moved to Irving shortly after. And that's when I really started to get acquaintances, friends, and start developing relationships. But yeah.
Okay.
Over time, you just kind of lose touch with everybody. It happens.
So tell us about this next photo of you. It looks like you're in a little cowboy outfit.
Oh, yeah. Well, funny enough, I mean, that was just my regular outfit when I was little. That's how my mom used to dress me up. I believe I was 2 years old at the time.
See, she knew you'd be living in Dallas, right?
She knew in the future I was going to be a true Dallas boy, I guess. But yeah, back in Mexico. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then the next photo is of you, and is that your grandma?
That is my grandma.
And where's she at?
She's in Mexico, as a matter of fact, but she comes visit every once in a while, every year or so. Hasn't been here in a while, but yeah, that lady pretty much, during my mom's earlier years, she used to go to college, and my grandma would take care of me and raise me along with my grandpa. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm a little bit of grandma's boy. Yeah,
sweet.
That sweet lady. Nobody can cook better.
Oh, and you love her more than anyone else could.
Yes,
right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell us about the next photo. It looks like our regional manager, Corey Martilla, has you out biking.
Yeah.
To the extreme, correct?
He's a bikeaholic, that guy. Every weekend he's always asking me, and he gets a group together and tries to go out biking. I mean, nobody can keep up with him. Maybe one or two of us can, but he's definitely that adrenaline freak. Good guy, though. Really good guy.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about you coming over and some of your pictures. Now we want to talk about the DACA. The Dreamers can now get approved for FHA Home Loans. Go ahead and talk about DACA loans.
Yes. I mean, in the past, we were able to, originate DACA loans and do DACA loans for DACA recipients. The problem was, and it wasn't so much of an issue, but it did, cause complications along the way. You could only go conventional. And as we all know, conventional has higher credit requirements. They go as low as 620, but it comes down to whether or not the desktop underwriting system will approve the loan or not. And it's a little difficult. Now we're able to go FHA loans as well. With DACA loans or with DACA recipients, which is a great help because it definitely helps with the lower credit scores. We can go as low as 620. It does allow for higher DTI ratios or limits with FHA. There's definitely benefits to it. Before, we could go down payment assistance as well, but you could only go with a conventional product, right? Now we can go with an FHA product as well. You can combine an FHA and a bond loan as well, and it's a great help. It really does open up the floodgates for more people to start applying, especially DACA recipients, and it gives them more opportunities. Which, at the end of the day, I think that's what they needed. It's a really good program.
And you're a homeowner a couple of times over. And during an interview that we had and during our discussion, you mentioned that thank God for this program. And why is that?
Because, I mean, these people, and I might be biased here, but, these people are here for the right intentions, I believe, at the end of the day. It's a very strenuous process to be a DACA recipient. You have to reapply, and you have to have a clean record. I think these people, at the end of the day, do deserve a home, and they deserve the same opportunities that everybody else has, whether it's FHA or conventional. So this is a really good process, or a really good step moving forward. And I think it's really going to help out, especially in the immigrant communities. I think this is really going to open up more opportunities, and it's going to make it easier for people to qualify as well. Yeah, so it's a good program, really.
It sounds like an amazing program for DACA. And then we have a couple other photos that have come up. Yeah. And I believe, is that a Tough Mudder photo?
Yeah.
What is Tough Mudder?
Tough Mudder is just it's an obstacle course. I believe it's 5. It's a 5K running course, I believe, but with obstacles along the way. And our branch decided to do a Tough Mudder. Most everybody in the office went along with it, and it was a fun time. It was definitely a tough little obstacle course, but we got through it, and it was pretty rewarding at the
end. Intense, right? Yeah. But you recommend everyone to try it.
I do. It's definitely a life-changing experience, and you better get ready for it too. Yeah.
And then this next photo, I believe that's a 5K hot chocolate run.
Yeah. So in our branch, as you know, we like to do events, especially running events. Corey's quite the jogger, so he likes to encourage us to try to stay healthy, and that's one of the many 5Ks that I ran along with my companions. You can see Chris and Alfredo, 2 fellow loan officers, on that photo. It's a good time.
Okay, so you definitely like to stay active, and because the next picture is of you skiing somewhere with your buddy. So where's that at?
It's me and my buddy, my current friend Jacob. We decided to go on a ski trip, or snowboarding trip, as a matter of fact, which I believe is tougher than skiing, and I have a lot more respect for snowboarders. but we decided to go to Keystone for about a week and try to learn how to snowboard. Just tips for everybody. If you're gonna go snowboarding, try to get some lessons, because it's definitely gonna be easier on the body than trying to learn it by yourself. But we did it. It was a fun trip.
Good. Okay, and then back to the DACA. And when we were talking before, you talked about something to do with when you leave the country that you have to get permission.
Well, you have to ask for permission from UCIS, Immigration Department. They pretty much have to look at the reason why you're leaving the country. In the previous presidency, it was a little bit tough. But with this new one, it seems that rules are a little bit less strict, a little bit lenient. And thank God for that, because it does allow now people to leave the country, especially DACA recipients, which is what we're talking about, to leave the country and visit their homelands, whether it's for educational, medical reasons, or work-related as well.
Okay, great. And this is going to close out our session for today. If you are DACA and you're looking to purchase a home, or it might not be now, it might be here in the future, go ahead and give Julio Chavez a call, and he will answer all your questions to do with DACA and your pre-approval process. Anyway, we're going to end this day, and have a blessed day. Thank you.